All right, we should be going. Greetings, everybody out there in Disability Digest land. It's Brian Tarian. Mr. Philip Price has joined us again this week. Thank you, Philip, for stopping by.
Glad to be here.
And as always, the most helpful Jam is in the house.
Hi, everyone.
Greetings. So we look forward to spending some time with you today. We're going to talk about how much you can legally make and get your disability benefits approved and then keep them. That's our primary topic today. And Philip has come by, asked me to cover some of these. So we're going to dig into that in a bit. A few things before we get started. Welcome, Anthony, Shakescan, Dana. Welcome. We're going to take some time at the end to answer any individual questions that you may have. We'll do the best to do that. So that's what we have on top. Before I turn it over to Philip for a moment, there's a few things that I wanted to cover that have come up this week. We have, as for members here at the Disability Digest, once you join, there's no charge for your membership. You complete a profile, and then we give you access to the resources that are going to help you either get your benefits, keep them, or maximize them. And we'll put a link at the end here. So if you haven't joined us or updated us, you can do so. But the point I wanted to bring up today is this is a comment from somebody who requested a benefit review. So for those of you that are approved, you can request a benefit review. There's no charge for it. And somebody here will review your benefits, make sure that you're not paying for things that you shouldn't be, to see if there's anything that you are maybe entitled to that you're not. So people have been requesting these and they're like, oh, my benefits are fine, right? And I don't need any help. I'm in need of housing, or I'm in need of help paying bills, or I'm in need of this or in need of that. So my point is this, is unless a complete benefit review is done, then there really isn't any way for us to uncover additional income if you're not interested in a benefit review. We just are not in the business of sending you money. So my point is that be open-minded to what might be possible. Maybe you're paying for a Medicare Part B premium of $160 and what, Jam? 10 cents a month or something? I keep forgetting that.
10, yeah.
And you don't need to, or maybe you're paying for your phone bill and you don't need to, and that can save you some money. So that's it. Again, no charge for your membership when you request it. Be open-minded, be responsive when somebody reaches out to you to answer your questions. All right. So for those of you that don't know Mr. Philip Price, he's been an advocate here for 5 years. Spends an hour or so a day helping people answer their questions, get their disability benefits approved. Prior to working here, Philip was a carpenter. Did that for a long time, right? Custom cabinetry.
Yep.
Then had to stop working to become a disability recipient. So we're blessed to have you here. And thank you for joining us today. So I know you're in contact with people. They've got lots of questions. So let's get at it. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with always the biggest question on the Facebook group. I have a Facebook group that some of you know, and a lot of people are always asking, if I'm applying, or if I'm going to start applying and I'm working, first of all, can I work and apply? And if I am working, how many hours a week could I work? How much earnings could I earn per month?
Okay. So should I start with those that are working and like in the curiosity stage, Philip, or will it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you're working and you're listening to this message, I applaud you, because this is the best time that you can prepare. And there's key things that you can and should do now to ease the pain of going through the disability approval process so you can get through it quicker. So first of all, thumbs up. If you're working full-time or if you're working over 20 hours a week and earning over $1,450 a month, which is pretty much anybody that's working full-time, then you are earning too much money or working too many hours to apply for disability. But there are steps that, in my experience of 17 years and listening to countless stories, that would help you out. And the first one really is financial planning. Think about what your disability check is, understand it. So if you know your disability check is like an average check that we see here, $1,350, you're going to be able to make that work with your household. Maybe you can, maybe your house is paid off, or you don't, whatever your situation is. But you really need to take an assessment of that. If you're early enough, and especially if you're under 50, you can get disability income insurance. So that if you have to stop working because of a sickness or an injury, then you get 60% of your paycheck for a period of time, or you can set up the parameters on it. This can help you keep your house, your car, your kids in school, private school, all that stuff. So that's really important. So those are some of the key steps. But in addition to that, on the medical side, is understanding like how to communicate to your doctors to get the right evidence in place in your medical records. Just going to your doctors is good, but there are things that you can do that will improve that, like learning from our work how to communicate your limitations when you go to the doctors, right? So like Philip, you're visually impaired, so you have a very clean cut limitation, right?
Correct. Yes.
But if, and even going to the doctor, that's important to do that, if your vision has changed. But for people that have like an invisible illness, maybe a lupus, MS, or fibromyalgia, or degenerative disc disease, they may be visually fine. But communicating, for example, how much you can sit, how long you can sit, how long you can stand to your doctor, and making sure that that's 15 minutes or 20 minutes, that actually is in your medical records. For somebody working full-time, that could save you like months in the approval process. So that's the tips for working. So what's the next scenario that we should go through?
Well, I'd like you to also address even, there's some confusion about that $1,450
Oh, okay.
GA. And if, say you are approved and you're working a part-time job, and you go through, well, first address the 9 months trial work period. What does that do? How does that work for somebody that is approved and working part-time?
Okay, so we have two things here. I heard some confusion on the 1450, and
Right.
then on the, once somebody is approved, we have the trial work period, right? So
Correct.
you want me to go through those in order?
Yeah, how does that correlate with,
Okay,
because there is a number, I know the number, that will trigger your trial work period. So that's what I want you to address.
okay. So until you're approved, you're not subject to the trial work period, because that's for disability recipients.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm going chronologically through those that are not approved to those that are approved. So I made note of that. Let's address the confusion about the $1,450 that can be made. So on my screen right now, you'll see this. This is a video that is posted in the show notes below here. But this video walks you through the two regulations that Social Security has. One, when you're applying, that we're going to talk about with the confusion of the $1,450. So it's 1,470. Man, I got to get my numbers right. What month is this?
Yeah,
March.
that's why everybody is so confused because there's so
Right.
many.
Right. Sorry, folks. That's why I put this up here. So I just go by the regulation.
Clarify, Brian, that $1,470 is what is also referred to as SGA, correct?
That's right. Substantial gainful activity. So what that means is in this section right here, that if you're earning more than that, then you are you're engaged in gainful activity, right? Substantial gainful activity, which is above the threshold that Social Security allows you to apply. So let's say that you're below this. Let's say you're earning $1,400. So one might look at this and say, all right, I can apply for disability, which is true, right, Philip?
Correct.
You can apply, but the challenge in my experience is even if you have a rock solid case medically, like stage 4 cancer, you've had a massive stroke, and you've got significant limitations and you're working and earning that much. I personally, in 17 years, have not seen a case get approved with earnings around $1,400 or close to the SGA. So again, it says that you can apply, but applying and getting approved is my point. They're two different things, right?
Exactly.
So what do, right? Maybe you need to work and earn some money. I mean, the best thing to do is to stop working if you want to get approved. But many can't do that, right?
Right.
So, I mean, there is a bit of a, when that work and earnings number gets down in the hobby range of $300, $400, $500. And you're doing that by garage sailing once or twice a month with your family and something like that. That's a case-by-case basis where it's, in my opinion, depending on the other aspects of your case, where you can get approved.
Yeah. And they need to keep in mind too that the SGA, substantial gainful activity, is you actually are performing some type of activity that is earning that money. So if you're bringing money in from selling some of your items or something, then that's not substantial gainful activity, right?
Good point. Or rental income from real estate, or dividends or inheritance. Items like that are not, that's an excellent point, that you're not actually working to get that money. So that's correct. Yeah. All right.
And I guess what you want to keep in mind that is, if you're going to work or if you're going to file and you're going to work, you just have to be mindful that it's going to throw a red flag up.
Right.
It's going to present the for Social Security to say, hey, well, you're working. Why do you need to file for disability? Is there some other treatment or medication or different doctors you can see that might help you improve your ability to be able to do a different job? And so you just have to be careful. Yeah, you can file, but be prepared to fight.
Yeah. Those are great points. The Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger combination. I don't know if you know those names, but
yeah,
Charlie Munger is famous for looking at things from the perspective of what could go wrong, right? And that's what happens, in my opinion, with Social Security. They look at a case and they're just looking for any possible reason to keep their numbers down, right? So
yeah, any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyword is
Any. Okay. Philip or Jam, if you have any thoughts on this, on those that have not been approved, are there any points that maybe have been missed? No? Okay,
Covered it, yeah.
all right. So let's pivot and go on to the, those that have been approved. Is there any Delta questions for those that have been approved and going back to work that we should address before we get into the earnings?
The, no, just the biggest question is, can I?
Right. So the first thing is, if you're a newbie or plan to be getting your disability benefits, I hope you are, especially if you're following our stuff. Read your award letter, because if you are going to engage in any type of work, whether it's a traditional job or it's something you're going to do on your own, then it's your responsibility, according to your award letter, to notify them. And so with Social Security, if you're receiving benefits, you can work. It's totally legal to work and keep your benefits. And there's several programs that are available. The most popular one that people hear about is the Trial to Work program, which allows you to go and test work. You can go through the trial work period, keep your check that you're earning from your job, and also keep your disability check so you can double dip. And then once you go through the trial work period, you can go into another period of eligibility where you can continue to get your check. So you have 9 months of your trial work period before you go into an extended eligibility. So you can go that traditional employment. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because very few people statistically do it. And it sounds like a glorious idea to go back to work. And there's been 2 people that we've interviewed here recently that have. But it's difficult to go from 0 of not working and being, a disability recipient up to full speed. And many people are just petrified of working. But so that you can do that. So this link right here, I'm going to put in the chat and hang out and check it out at the end. But this is, if you're interested in the Ticket to Work program, that is a live event that we did recently that explains the whole thing with Mike and Kathy. So I'm going to talk about working and without a Ticket to Work program, just like doing your own side hustle. No ticket necessary. So this is a separate regulation that Social Security has for those of you that are disability recipients. And when people ask how much money they can make here, I provide the information of how much money you can make each and every month and have 0 impact on your benefits. So there's some people that might give you a different figure. If you call Social Security, you call them 5 times. If you can get through 5 times, you might get 3 different answers, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So what this shows is the historical amounts for what disability recipients can earn every month and not trigger a trial work period. And the reason why I use this, which is currently 1050 per month, is because you have 9 trial work months. So any month you go over that 1050, $1,050, you trigger a trial work month. So if you stay below it, you won't trigger any. So if you do it every month and stay below it, then you're within the guidelines of how much you can legally make every month and keep your benefits. So that's why I use that figure.
Quick note for those that are visually impaired like myself, that figure is a little bit higher.
Yes, yes.
1,000, I think.
Okay. All right, so that's the amount. Now, there's different types of income. Should we talk about that, Philip? Like there's job income,
Correct. And
independent income, right? All right.
what do you, I'm trying to think of what you call it. I'm lost for words here.
Passive or
So while you think of that, those of you that have joined us, got a great crowd out here today. Welcome. You're listening to our live event about how much you can legally make and get and keep your benefits, among other stuff. If you have questions, we're going to take some time in a few moments to answer your individual questions. One of the three of us will do our best to do that. So feel free, you can enter those and we'll go back through. Also, Jim, you put in some questions in the chat, right? Survey questions. If you take a few moments to answer those, that will help us better help you. All right, Philip, did that idea pop back in your head?
Yeah, James said it, passive income. If you, like you said earlier, rental property, or if you have an annuity, or
Right.
if you
Okay.
work
Yep.
in this, you worked as selling insurance and you have residuals coming in, that's unearned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All of those do not count towards your, I'll keep referencing $1,050. So for example, if you're an insurance agent and you have renewals that are coming in and that's, $500 a month, that doesn't count. It's what you would earn for new income on new policies that you write that would count towards the 1050. That's why I am a big proponent for those that are disability recipients. If you have the time, effort, and energy to pursue some type of insurance work, because it's a great way for you to maximize this aspect of the benefits, and it's totally legal. Okay, expenses, right? So if you're earning income, this amount, and you're doing it independently, let's talk about that. Let's say you're building a website, have a YouTube channel, you're doing some freelancing, mystery shopping, some of the other things that we've interviewed members about doing. The amount that you can earn is your net after your expenses. So for example, if you are grossing $1,400, but you have $400 in expenses, then your net is $1,000 and you're below the allowed amount. And so Social Security will look at this on your tax returns. Like, what do your tax returns look like? Are you within the range? So that's something to consider. If you are working a job, getting W-2 income, there's still work-related expenses that you can deduct from your earnings, not as flexible, but you still have them. Some things perhaps you don't even know about, like, what do I want to say? Support dogs, support animals. That's not the right word, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Support.
So
service dogs?
Yeah. That's now a deduction. So if you look at it, if you're an average check of $1,350 and you can earn another $1,000 safely a month, it's good to stay below the limit and not be right up to it. Then you can make it's a pretty substantial difference in what you have the ability to do. So and here at the Disability Digest, we put a lot of effort and energy into finding people that have done different things successfully, interviewed them. So that's available on this channel and to you as members. So let's see, is there anything that I've missed?
Can we, can I use an example here, Brian, and see what you think of a job that somebody might go out and get.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's say I want to get my local VFW down the street wants me to come in every Saturday and work 3 hours to clean up after the Friday night crowd was in, and they're paying me $200 for that 3 hours worth of work to clean up. And I
Yeah.
do that every Saturday for a month. Am I under the allotted SGA for that month?
So it's $200 each week or $200 a month?
$200 each week, once a week.
Boy,
Three-
I'd like a job like that. So that's $800 a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's $800 a month. From the money perspective, that's fine. One thing I would, and from an hours perspective, it's only 3 hours, so that's 12 hours. So all of that checks out. The only thing that I would raise as a question is, depending what the cleanup is and what the disability recipient's conditions are. So for example, if they're approved for a like chronic back injury or bad back, and that requires lifting more than 30 pounds, and they're in there doing it successfully,
Bending, squatting,
and
walk.
somebody is in there on surveillance, that could be an issue, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, if it's light work, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
You have another one?
Let's say I want to go and work for the local grocery store, and it's 2 hours a day, every day, Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
They're
So,
paying
yeah.
wage.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be able to do that again, considering what your limitations are, your disability, which you're filed for?
Okay.
Say I have brain issues, mental conditions,
But physically fine.
physically fine. Yes.
Okay. So 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, my math tells me that's 12 hours, right?
Correct.
Minimum wage in Texas is probably what, $60 an hour now?
Yeah.
So let's say it's 15, let's say it's $15 an hour, just for easy Brian math. So that's $30 a day, right? Times 6 days, that's $180 a week. So they would still be, that'd be perfect. They'd be right in the range. Yeah.
And the limitations being they don't have any physical.
Right. Right.
It'd be best to try to obtain that job through the Ticket to Work program, or if you can just job, go get it.
I would skip the Ticket to Work program. There's values in going that route, but most of those are geared towards pushing you back into more of a 30 hours, back to 40, 50 hours, not 50, but back to 30, 40 hours. So if you can find something like this to do on your own, that's been what I've seen as people being successful at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. All right. How about this? Let's pivot for all of you out there. Thanks for listening and thanks for joining. We'd like to take and answer some questions that you may have, but before we do that, I just want to see, Jim, what do we have for numbers, like for those that answered the survey? Or do we?
I did not put it as a poll. It's just a pinned message.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm ready when you are. Either Philip or I will have a go at it.
Okay, this one's from Jim. I'm looking to find a copy of my ward letter to see when I'm up for a review. I looked on my SSA page, but couldn't find a link.
All right. Um,
I don't think they post the reviews on the,
so I'm just looking. You can go to the next question and I will,
Okay. I was denied because they said I didn't turn in the forms for someone who knows me to fill out. I'm guessing this is a third party. Does
mhm.
it really help my case if someone who knows me well can explain my condition?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It's interesting. I'm going to share my screen. And at one time, I actually recall seeing that Social Security had the opportunity for you to request your award letter, but I'm not seeing it. Replacement card, taxes, deposit, overpaid, benefit payment. I don't see it. Looks like they changed the design. So the only thing that I can think of is to go back to, if you were approved at the initial or the reconsideration level, contact your local Social Security office and ask them for it. If you were contacted at a hearing, then the hearing office, which that number and contact information would be in the top right-hand corner of your hearing notice. I believe that would be far more efficient than calling the toll-free number and waiting on hold. All right, Jim, did I miss a question while I was
No.
doing that? No.
No, I was just denied my SSI. I'm currently 54. I will be 55 in May. Should I appeal or should I wait until I turn 55 and start a new claim? I'm not working.
Philip, you want to take a swing at this one?
you should go ahead and apply or appeal.
Yeah.
You want to give up your right for the appeal.
Yeah.
If you don't appeal it, then you're starting all over again, and
Mhm.
you're pretty much agreeing with Social Security about their decision.
Yeah. And what about the money they would lose if they started over again?
Yeah, you'd lose their back pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was SSI, so your back pay is going to be from date of application.
Yeah. Some people put SSI and mean SSDI, but either or, you don't want to lose that money. There was another attorney posted some huge statistic of the number of people that don't appeal. And I've been actually looking for it, but I haven't been able to find it in the Social Security information, but it's pretty high. A lot of people just don't appeal. They just accept it. It's unfortunate.
Well, they either accept it or they don't know that they can.
Yeah. Yeah. Although it says in the letter, if you want to appeal, it's, not on page 1, but.
Yeah. What I've seen over the years is they don't get that far down. They look at denied. And
yeah.
And they don't read the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And in addition to that, there's some, if you miss your 60-day, there are some, nuances where you can still get that open back up, especially if you have a brain health situation, depression, PTSD, anxiety, any of those, they have a regulation. So even if you're beyond that, it's still worthy of checking it out. All right, Jim, you're doing great. What's next?
All right. Hello, I'm an SSDI. Should I call Social Security if I want to work as a gig worker driving? I'm only driving 2 days a week and 4 hours a day.
Yes.
Yes, you should always report.
Yeah. Folks, even if you don't know how much money you're going to make and you're going to do something, just tell them I'm going to do something. I hope to make $3,000, $400, but I don't know, but I just want to let you know, because you asked me to, that I'm gonna be working.
Okay, I was approved for benefits last December 12th. Subject to a 1-year CDR. It's now March with no CDR request yet. Will I have to return benefits that I have received to this point? If I was approved for benefits last December 12th, subject to a 1-year CDR.
All right, Philip, you want
Let me get, see if I understood that. In the award letter, it said they would be subject to a CDR in 1 year. They have not been. And they're, if they are subject to a CDR, will they have to return their money? Not unless
Yeah.
they're denied or suspended from their benefits, no.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a question. Will I have to return benefits that I have received to this point?
No,
we live in a country where we are still innocent until proven guilty.
yeah.
Right. Okay. What if your doctor send you to PT while you are waiting to get approved? Should you go? I'm at 52 at this time, 52%.
My take. Philip, what do you think?
Yes, you should go.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. My 2 cents on that, folks, is there's something called compliance, which is for Social Security. They are looking at you medically to see that you've done all of the treatment and you've been in compliance with it, so that even though you've been treated, you have limitations that prevent you from working. So if you skip the PT without any good reasoning, like I tried PT and it made me worse, or some valid reason, it's gonna create a challenge for you.
They're referring to PT as personal training. I mean, personal training,
Physical therapy.
physical therapy. Okay, yes, you most certainly need to go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm wondering if once I'm assigned to vocational rehabilitation and ticket to work, are they going to put me in a contract I must earn more than the trigger one of my 9 months, or can I stay under the amount?
I know from the interview with Mike that you can stay under the amount, but I want you to think about it this way. The Ticket to Work program, they are paid an incentive to get you back to full-time work and off of benefits. So you can expect them to be, enticing, encouraging you to get back in the game for full-time work.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I fired, oh, sorry.
Most of those organizations you go to enroll in those ticket to work programs paid by the government
Yeah.
to put you back to work. So it's their incentive to do that. And from what I understand, they have a quota they have to meet to get some of these people back to work in order to get that funding
Mhm. Yeah.
to their benefit to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking to go back to full-time work, then, that's a good route to pursue. But I also think you can control the process. You can meet with a benefit planner, you can go through, find out what's realistic. Keep in mind, if you haven't done anything, 9 months is a lot of trial work months that you can figure out, and you could do 2 and say, hey, you know what? Not for me. I'm out. Thank you for both of my checks, though.
Let me ask you a question. Once you run through the 9-month trial work period, is there a renewal of those 9 months down the road?
One time. Over
One
the
time.
lifetime of the benefit recipient.
Okay.
All right. If I fired my lawyer for numerous reasons, I asked him to return my files he sent to the Social Security. Does he have to return all of my files?
I don't know of anything that says that he is responsible for or a disability representative is responsible for returning your files. I don't know. There could be a regulation out there, but I don't know of it.
Okay, why is it if someone doesn't want to go back to work due to whatever circumstances, should they feel like they forced to go back?
Who would be who would be forcing them to go back? Oh, from the Ticket to Work?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you gotta think again, like Philip said, Ticket to Work program, their incentive is to make money, and how they make money is getting you back to work. So if you're gonna play the game, you gotta understand the rules. You're gonna go in that route, go to a benefit plan or Ticket to Work, then that's the game.
all right. If you win money gambling and you are on Social Security Disability, what if anything need to be reported?
Hmm.
Better be careful with that one.
Yeah, I don't know much about that one. So is gambling allowed? Not allowed?
I don't know. I would assume, there's no law says you can't gamble, but doesn't look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're taking your money that you're supposed to be living on and gambling in a way, that's number one, that's not that's not good
Very prudent.
financial.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
If someone is approved around 2021 with a review of 3 years, would a review be around 2023 or 2024?
The reviews aren't consistent now. Reason for that is the staffing issues at Social Security. Even though they have each local office has a volume requirement to do a certain amount of reviews, but they haven't hit those. So it's difficult. It's not like if they say it's going to be 3 years, that it's going to be 3 years, it might be 5. I doubt it's going to be earlier than that.
All right, so about the approved SGA amount, let's clear this one out. Is it gross or net for $1,050?
So if maybe you just joined us, we did cover that, but it is net after your expenses if you're doing something on your own, like self-employed. And there's work-related expenses that can be taken into consideration if you are an employee, which have been covered in different videos on our channel here. So if you can't find it, just contact, put it in the notes.
Okay. Hi, can one collect workman's compensation from work injury that costs to get 100% full SSDI approval? The combined benefits is 50 to 60% of working salary prior to injury.
So it sounds to me that question is, can one receive a workers' compensation settlement
Yeah,
and Social Security?
yeah.
All right. Philip?
Yes, you can.
If
The
there's an
workman's.
if.
Sorry, you what?
Oh, you can, but there's an if, right?
Right. There's a penalty, I guess you could call it, for the workman's comp, they could reduce your back pay if you're awarded your benefits because of the workman's comp. Correct? Is that right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It creates an interesting situation. So let's use an example. Let's say that you are injured on the job, you have a work comp settlement, and you're going to get $50,000 in work comp. And then once you start receiving your work comp, then you're going to apply for your Social Security disability benefits, and you can get a maximum of 12 months going back. So let's say those 12 months are $30,000 in Social Security back pay, but you've been paid $50,000 in work comp. So they're not going to pay you your $30,000 in back benefits unless, and if you're out there on work comp, I hope you get this, unless there is written into your award letter a legal phrase called the Hartman Clause, which will amortize your $50,000 over your lifetime, so that it's not all looked at once as $50,000. Maybe you've been on work comp for 1 year, and that's 1 year out of your 30 expected lifetime. So it's a lot less, and that's what can help you get your workers' comp and also get your back benefits. This is huge, folks, or maybe you know somebody that, you know, they're in the process to have that put in their award letter.
All right, this one's from Kathleen Brown. Brian, I've heard you talk about the trial work program over the months I've been with you, but I get the sense that you don't think we should not use the program. Should we look for it on our own?
I don't want to come off that way and communicate it, and perhaps I do, because I don't see many people approaching it successfully. And I'll go back and explain it this way. I feel your chances of success are to gradually approach the work process. And the trial work process is going from not working to 40 hours. And a few things, statistically, very few people are in that program and pull it off, but many people try to work and can't make it. That's why you're on disability. So do something gradual, even start volunteering and phasing into some type of, you know, consistent activity, so you can put your body in a situation where it can prove itself, right? So that's my position. So I guess, yeah, the tone of voice is, you know what, if I was to say for everybody out here today, go get involved in the trial work program, it's fantastic. In my experience, I'd be doing a disservice. There might not be anybody back here next week.
Yeah, I've been through the trial work period myself when I first was on, first approved, and it ain't easy. And for somebody that's suffering with an affliction, it can be traumatic
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
because they really do push you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have to. That, like I said earlier, they get paid to put you back to work, and if you're not in the physical condition to do it, then
Yeah.
they really don't. Unfortunately, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents on it.
All right, your two, my two. We got 4 cents in today. Let's go gamble that amount. I'd be willing to gamble.
Yeah.
See if we can turn it into 8. All right, let's take a few more, Jam.
All right,
Great questions
does,
today.
yeah. Does it have to be a work from home job? If I'm already getting welfare benefits, how will that affect my SSDI?
It doesn't have to be a work from home job. No,
No.
it can be any job. We have a website that has a collection of what people are doing here that are members. We can put that in the Jam, if you would put that in the chat so people can check it out. But there's people that are doing stuff that's not from home. So like Jim's working at Centers for Independent Living. He actually goes there, and he's a housing counselor, disability recipient. There's people that have secured jobs through NTI at home. Actually, they are working at home. They aren't going to an office, so that's not a good example. But anyway, check out the link that Jam will put in, what other people are doing to earn income. You can learn from that. Okay,
my question, will VR require me to make over a certain amount sometimes, or can I stay under 1,050 for now?
Yeah, we've addressed the different flavor of this question. I'm not certain about that, but I want you to understand again what their financial interest is. So I would, if you're going that route or in that process, that would be something you want to ask your benefit planner. Can I do this? Start part-time, stay part-time? And they'll have an answer for you. Now, a benefit planner for anybody out there, a benefit planner is a good next step, regardless if you want to do something on your own, do a part-time job. They can help you with a skill assessment, get some of your skills up to date, help you understand what might be realistic for you. And that's through your vocational rehabilitation office.
All right. Review usually runs from the date you were found disabled, not the day you win your case. If it took 3 years to win and you are on a 5-year review, you will be reviewed in 2 years.
It's from your date of, on your award letter, it's going to say, we found you disabled on this date. And then you'll have a review from that date that you were disabled.
All right. My eligibility is 66 years in 6 months. I am on disability. Can I go to work 9 months prior to my full eligibility of being 66 in 6 months and
Love
then
it.
not worry about it and make as much as I want?
Love it. Absolutely. That's a great application. Yep.
Yeah. So can he not worry about it and make as
No.
much as he wants?
Yeah, those trial work months, you can absolutely kill it. Yep. 2 more, Jim, if we have them. I want to be respectful of Philip's time.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Okay. I'm receiving Social Security benefits. I did a reconsideration November 2023. I'm waiting for the decision. I applied for both. My case is complicated. I have a court date soon to wrap up my case for compensation. It affected by SSI, SSDI. Doctor gave me PPD light duty.
Okay. Statement, it sounds like. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're doing great. Giving us a break.
Okay, so social, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Social Security Disability Office broken, still waiting 1 year.
Hmm.
Can
Yeah.
I
interesting.
Is it broken?
I just, actually, I think, I wonder if, no, I don't have my notes up. I just, before I started this, spoke with Fred in South Carolina. He started his application, his initial application, folks, in November of 2021, his initial application. So he went through all of 2022 and we're into 2023. So he's 16 months and he has not received an initial decision yet. Should be 5 months. So is it broken? Yeah. Biden's
Okay.
budget proposal for 2024 just came out. I'm sure there's going to be some really good news in there. Don't hold your breath.
Okay.
All right, one last one, Jim.
All right. I am self-employed web designer, but since applying for disability benefits, I have stopped working because my ability to work varies day to day. Can I take projects that will keep me below the SGA?
Well, what you say?
Yes. Of course you can. You got to eat.
Yeah.
Got to keep electricity flowing. So yes.
Yep. Yeah, you're actually in a good position because if you can do that and you can control your income with your projects, that could definitely help you out. Yep, good. All right, let's wrap it up. Jim, just a reminder, if you would put the links to the top ways people are earning income
Yeah.
And if you're new here or haven't updated us right after that, Jam, if you would put in a link to the Disability Digest so that
Mhm.
you can come in and get updated. I just want to explain additional ways that we can help you. These are big picture things. Thank you, Philip, so much for coming here. But if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching this in Philip's Facebook group, wherever it is, to get the best results from us and working with us is to get a customized approach. And you can do that by looking around the video. There'll be a link that you can click on and complete a profile. Once you do that, it helps us understand how we can help you. Of course, you can watch all the videos, take the shotgun approach, find the right one, piece it all together, or for no charge, you can do that. You can complete the evaluation. But not only that, is you get access to support groups, you get access to people that can directly help you. We know you are, what your concerns and challenges are. So that's the very best way that we can help you. All right. We'll be back next week. Once again, Philip Price, thank you for your time, effort, energy, and helping us. And as
Yeah.
always, Miss Jam, the wonderful Jam, helping us with our questions and organization.
Sure.
Damn.
All right.
Thanks, Philip.
Thanks, everybody. Until next week, be well.
Bye, y'all.